I like this puzzle. I will tell you this right now. I like this puzzle. Why? Because this is a good, interesting twist on a puzzle that already exists that is very simple to understand. Hey everybody, I'm Griffin here and welcome back to Filament. We're on the bridge, we're solving puzzles. Puzzles I'm not honestly a huge fan of, but puzzles nonetheless. So I'm assuming that only counts when it's... oh, that's the pink one. Okay. I'm assuming it only counts when it's yellow. So, to be incredibly and brutally honest, I'm not particularly enjoying this game anymore. And I think that's unfortunate. Honestly, I think it's unfortunate. Okay, I'm gonna guess that we need to do like this weird combination thing, except this doesn't work. Oh, it starts pink. This one starts pink. Oh, which means it doesn't work. So yeah, long story short, the first bit of this game I enjoyed a lot, and I do mean a lot. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It had a lot of interesting stuff going with it, and I enjoyed it. However, right, we can do this, can't we? However, as time has passed and we've done more things, it has sadly become less enjoyable for me. You know, everybody has their preferences and, oh god damn it, and things that they like, and there are various things about this game that have rubbed me the wrong way, to put it simply. And I do find that unfortunate. I do, because I think there's a lot of promise in this game. It just so happens... it just so happens that, you know, as a person... oh, goddamn. It just so happens that my preference here is different, basically. What am I looking at? Oh, I see. Interesting. But yeah, there's just a couple things about this game that rubbed me the wrong way. That has caused me to dislike it as I've progressed further through it. I don't think that it's necessarily... how to phrase it? I don't think that it's, like, not worth playing. I just know that I don't personally have much more interest in playing it. Like, I want to finish up the game. I want to figure out the plot, because that I think is one of the game's strengths. is the plot. Oh, I don't want to be purple. Or sorry, I don't want to be not purple. I'm sorry, what? Didn't I not fit through there before? Yeah, I'm gonna get into more of those details like later. Once I've actually like really finished most everything. But until then, we've got some puzzles to solve. Alright, it looks like we've got that puzzle. Okay, it looks like this puzzle. Ah, it's this puzzle. It's dumb, the puzzle, and I hate it. That's not what I wanted to do there, but okay. I mean, this ostensibly just doesn't work, so, you know, there's that. Oh, so wherever I choose to start. Cool. What? So, nothing. None of these. This is not a valid start. You're starting to see one of the reasons why I just look up these solutions. And it's because this is a brute force solution that is not fun, and will never be fun. Wrong. It's not that one. It's not that one. Is it this one? No. Like how there's a name to this, but it's equally dumb. I just don't know what it is, so I have to click through all of them. Is this one cool? What? Just dumb. Just really dumb. Alright, we got some puzzles here, some puzzles there. We basically got 5 puzzles left and then the final puzzle. Except I can't start that one yet until I've done these. Oh, just hell no. Which one is this? Is this the color wrapping puzzles? No, it's not the color wrapping puzzles. That's a different puzzle. Here, I'm gonna take a drink of my beer. Here it is. Now, I think there could be an interesting puzzle here. It's just I have now officially lost my patience. Because, yeah, there definitely could be an interesting puzzle here. Could be. I just, yeah. Don't have the patience to find it. Which is both a testament that I'm still doing it, and a condemnation because I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it. So, you know, bear that in mind for what it is, I suppose. Oh, I see. That's what I expected. At a certain point, I can solve these by myself. I just don't have a ton of motivation to do so. I mean, I'll admit this is, like, kind of interesting. I know which one this one is. This one I might actually be interested in solving. So every single one that you hit, it changes the colors of all the ones next to it. I assume we need to make the whole thing green. I don't know, but I'm fairly certain. I believe this one is called the... Is this the constellation? No, this is the toggle puzzle, right? Yeah, this is the toggle puzzle. I shouldn't have looked at the answer, because I looked at the answer and it was easy. Now, it looks like the answer is it needs to be all green. No, it needs to be all purple. Except I can't pull that off the way... No, I can. Okay. Somebody who's never seen that puzzle before, I don't know. I have my issues. This, what you see right here, actively pisses me off, actually. Actively. Like, you can toggle it black and it's fine. No, I hate it. I hate it. The fact that you can now have black as a valid color. No. Just no. Whoever did this, you are a bad person. You need to stop it. Like, you just actually need to stop it. No. Absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. Why are they making black a valid color now? I mean, don't get me wrong. It's interesting. It's also just bad. And I don't feel bad saying that. Because it is. It's just bad. I did something wrong. Look, it goes black and now it's valid. I don't know what the fuck's happening. Oh, right, because I had to hit it while it was... What the fuck? Is this the broken? No, this is not the broken requisite. Ooh. This isn't the, that was the toggle puzzle. So what's this? There are moments where you think that they can't make this dumber than it already is. And you're wrong. You're just wrong. That's what it is. You're just wrong. I think there's a lot of creative stuff in here. I just think that they fucked it 6 ways from Sunday. And I think that's very unfortunate. I think they forgot what made this game good and just decided... I didn't want to exit that, but I guess I managed to. Like, I just literally have no idea what's going on here. I'm just following the solution to a puzzle. Because I want the end... I want the catharsis of the story. Could I figure out what's going on? Yeah, maybe. I could read the little blurb at the top of the solution page that tells me what's actually going on. But I just literally cannot be bothered right now. Just cannot be bothered. And I think that's unfortunate, to be honest. But, That's what happens. Like, there was something interesting here once. And I have my thoughts on what that might be. Oh my god, this puzzle's so tedious. Is that right? Yes, it is. Because we made balance. And balance was achieved, therefore it was good. This isn't the beer talking either, I'm not drinking away my dislike of what this game has become. I will definitely tell you that much. My investment in this game was never that high. But at this point, I've gotten good enough. Okay. But just the trial and error after a certain point is enough for me to understand what's going on here. Where I can stop looking at the actual solution.
Hey, would you look at that? You're just a step away. You know, I don't know whether I'm ready to meet you yet. There's still a part of me that thought we would never get here. I'd kind of come to terms with my fate. But now, I guess I've got to prepare myself for what comes next. You really are something, you know?
Ooh.
Never met anyone quite like you. Well, I guess we haven't met yet. Grab that last anchor and come on up.
That's not what's happening here, but okay. I like this puzzle. I will tell you this right now. I like this puzzle. Why? Because this is a good, interesting twist on a puzzle that already exists that is very simple to understand. Like, just that simple. Like, I hit this, and everything adjacent got lit up. Cool. Like, I understand. Now, that said, I actually... Yep, that's what I figured. That's not gonna work. This needs to be this way. Nope. I'm not gonna say that I'm good at this. That it will work. Because the problem is that's too much touchy. Nailed it. That was interesting. This is an interesting puzzle, finally. Granted, this was the puzzle type that I found most interesting to start with, but... Yeah, that can't be right. I mean, it could be, but... Alright, we hit that on the way back. Nope, this doesn't work. So I need to hit this twice. Like I need to actively hit it twice. Which I cannot do. Okay, that actually works. Hell yeah. See? Rewarding. Interesting. You cannot see me gesturing my beer at the screen. Interesting. Okay, that doesn't work. So our big limiting factor here is this guy right here who's 3. And this guy who's 4. This guy is what, 6? I think we have the right idea. I forgot what I did now. Yeah, see that I can't go around this now. Because yeah, I can't pull this off either. We're so close. We're so close. See, that doesn't work because I'll oversaturate that. So that one either can't get hit or it can only get hit once. And everything over there has been hit too few times. So if we start here, if we hit this one first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the ones on either side of it have to get hit twice. Which is why this works so well. If I do this, then I have to go over here. Which finishes those. But I can't get away with this either. I need to hit this one like so many extra times that I just can't do it. So there's like this stupid thing that needs to happen up here. That's like really similar to this. Except it's not, it can't be that. This is where the fact that it's an interesting puzzle falls to the fact that I don't have the time. I want to finish this game, like this episode, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I suppose this is a possibility. So that audio played one early. So now this is described as the impossible puzzle. No, because there's... But do I only have to finish so many of them to do that one? I guess so. We don't have to do all of them. Which part of me is disappointed in, and part of me says okay, because I don't want to deal with it. So this one's interesting because, like, very clearly you have to do the yellow ones first. Then you need to do white. But you also need to do... I guess the fun part is that you could do... Okay, I did this slightly wrong. What do you know? I solved the first one. I don't even know what this is called. I don't have the solution in front of me. But now I immediately want to... Oh, is this color wrapping? I bet you this is color wrapping. Yeah, it is. Alright, well I got the first one. I'll take that as, I don't know, confirmation that I know kind of what I'm doing here. So we reach a certain point where I can see the solution. Because the puzzle does make sense to me. It's just the shenanigans that they have pulled to make things work or not work. Becomes annoying to me. Alright, I've done this wrong. That makes sense. Sweep like this. Sweep like this. Cool. Now the quote-unquote impossible puzzle. Excuse me, why? Below my nose. Well, this was underwhelming. Okay. Why am I not convinced? It's an AI, isn't it?
All right. This was always going to be difficult. I don't know why you had to do this. What were you thinking? Boarding a filament ship like that? If you just minded your own business. I tried, you know. They're always watching me, but I tried. Now here we are. I had to do this. You understand that, right? Now I'm out of options. It's not up to me anymore. I have to go now. Goodbye, Pluto.
Is this the impossible puzzle? Was this the planet? Okay, escape. Please run. Oh my god, I don't know my way out. Oh, they're not letting me do anything stupid. All the other doors are closed. Oh, the escape pods are this way. Right, escape pods. Is there even a functional escape pod? There is no functional escape pod. I'm an idiot. My ship is on the other side. I assume I can't die, but you know. Or I'm wrong and I just... Run. Well, this is messed up. I mean, I assume I'm back on Earth. Without augments. Was this just some like PTSD nightmare or something? Because I assume that is... I forget which color. I forget which color it was who had life on Earth, but his wife died. That's everybody, isn't it? Well, we're all gonna have some crazy fever dream, aren't we? I would love an explanation. I am very curious how this is supposed to resolve. Oh, cutscene mode. We all disappeared, I guess. Did we just go to Earth? Is that what happened? The radiation disappeared everybody to Earth? Looks like we're not gonna know. That's what it seems like. It seems like the planet, the radiation planet, sent everybody back to Earth. So while the credits are rolling, let's talk about the game. Maybe something will become more clear between here and the end of the credits about the plot. But here's the thing. The plot was very intriguing. There was a lot that went into there. I'm not sure I got all of it, which is why I'm going to do some Googling after this. But here's the thing. And I've said this a lot, I feel, as I've played through different puzzle games. But the key to puzzle games, the key to making good puzzle games, is starting simple and making puzzles more complicated by introducing new mechanics, teaching those mechanics well, and combining them with other mechanics. And putting your player in a place where they have enough information to know what they need to do, and the building blocks of how to do different pieces of it. So, those last set of puzzles I found to be very frustrating, because a bunch of them had things combined in different ways, but not in a way that was very well telegraphed to people. Like, if they had so they had 3 puzzle sets, right? They could have had them be 5 puzzle sets like just about everything else, and the first 2 puzzles introducing the mechanics. And I think though that entire last room would have been significantly more interesting. Also, I never pressed a key, it automatically did that. I feel like that would have almost fixed the entire thing. But there was so much combination of puzzle types in weird ways that didn't really work or do anything interesting to me or for me, that it was just annoying. And I think that's unfortunate. I also think that because they did such a good job with the plot, I was less incentivized to just sit there and figure it out, because it felt like we were pushed towards this climax of plot, right? And you're supposed to feel like we're making progress, which it feels like we are. It feels like we're making it through things, but we didn't have to do all the puzzles on the entire ship, which felt weird. Like, that's weird. Like, we didn't have to do all the puzzles for the final room, which was also weird. At least I don't think we had to do all the puzzles. I know we didn't have to do all of them, because we could have gone to the last one before we did the second to last one that we did. So yeah, very strange, very weird, in my opinion. I have to now wonder if solving all the puzzles gives you a better ending. But we're driven towards this, like, moment, right? Where it's like, oh, hey, you can now come to the bridge. And instead of being handed the end plot that we've been working towards, we got handed a bunch of puzzles that were, as mentioned earlier, just ended up being annoying, which is really unfortunate, between us and the plot resolution. And that felt really bad, and it made me not want to solve those puzzles. Also, I continue to be very congested for no reason, so one moment. I don't think that solved the puzzle. I don't think that solved the problem, but I feel a little bit better, a little less nasally. So yeah, it's a very weird moment where I think the plot of this game was better than the puzzles in some ways. I think there was, as I mentioned as we were playing, there were definitely some issues with, like, this filament is touching this because it seems like there's a magnet pulling it there. Like, shit like that happened apparently all the time, and it was super frustrating. Because it feels like there were solutions that were potentially not intended, that were being railroaded against for that. Like, there's moments where you're like, I can fit through this, but I really can't. And it's like, I understand that the physics engine isn't letting that happen, but it feels like the hitbox is larger than it actually is. And that will always feel bad. Like, always feel bad. It's like if somebody shoots you, or shoots at you, and it whizzes by your ear, but you die to a headshot, right? Like, in any sort of shooter game, that would feel absolutely horrible. So, yeah, there are some issues there, and I don't know if that's puzzle design, and I don't know if that's puzzle design, I don't know if that's the Unreal Engine, I'm not quite sure what it is that caused that. I know during the episodes I attribute it to the puzzle creators, but it is Unreal Engine. It could do fucking anything. I really don't know. It felt intentional some places because it seemed like we had inconsistent behavior, and that is also really bad for a puzzle game. If things are inconsistent, it's bad. Like, it always will be, always has been, always will be. If your puzzles are inconsistent, you know, if pressing one button here does one thing, and pressing that same button somewhere else does something different without an explanation, or it does something just ever so slightly different that it causes the puzzle to be more difficult, or something like that causes issues. I liked a lot what was going on in the plot here. I feel a little cheated with the plot. It felt like they were leading towards something that I didn't fully get, which is why I'm curious what other people's interpretations of this are. I think it was that the planet just teleported everybody to Earth, and that's what happened to us as well. Like, as we were trying to escape, we got teleported out, and I feel like the voice, I'm not sure what that was about. I feel like it was like an AI that, like, took over and inserted itself in, or like just took over the voice of somebody that was on the ship before everybody disappeared. It just chose a voice and was like trying to be helpful. Not really sure. But I enjoyed it overall. overall I enjoyed it. I think the ending is the problem, and unfortunately that's the thing that can ruin an entire game, is when the ending falls flat. Not plot-wise, talking about puzzles more specifically here. Like that leaves a sour taste in your mouth. Just a little bit. I think there's a lot of interesting spatial puzzles in here. Obviously the I forget what they called it. I can check. Oh gosh. Wow. Wow. They actually have a solution to the impossible puzzle here. Alright. Anyway, constellation puzzles. I really like the constellation puzzles. I did, but again, I didn't quite have the patience. And partially that's because the plot I thought was too interesting and tantalizing. I wanted to know the ending. And also because just some of those puzzles were not fun, were not interesting, and were just really boring. I think the dice one was cool in the end, although poorly explained. The orbital one where it hit things next to it was also interesting. If it hadn't been for really wanting to finish this episode and go for the plot, I probably would have stayed and stuck around and solved that last one. But those are the only ones that stick out of that entire bit as ones that I remember. The rest of the bridge, just I couldn't be bothered. The explanation on this one solutions page I was on of like, this is what's actually going on in this puzzle, was so much more revealing than just trying to faff about with the puzzle and see what was going on. And that, as I said, that feels bad. Like, that balance puzzle that they had, or I think that's what they were called, with the paint that was like going from one side of the room to the other, that has some really good potential. I don't know if that was in the puzzles that I didn't do, or if it was completely new. Because if there was a mechanic introducing it, that could have been kind of interesting. But as it was, there was a whole bunch of weird stuff going on in that puzzle that just made you throw your hands up and be like, I don't know what's going on. So, my opinion of Filament is quite simple. I think that the early game, the learning of the new puzzles, and the very basics of mixing them together were all pretty good. The increasing of complexity over the course of the ship portion of the game was solid. The interesting extra stuff that you could glean from the plot, it definitely felt like the game was designed for you to not solve all the puzzles in retrospect, with how much duplication of information you got from all of those emails, or, you know, message logs, what have you. But the actual puzzles and plot seemed pretty solid and interesting. The characters, well, perhaps not super developed, was good. The voice acting was pretty on point, I thought. I'm not a good critic of that, though. It made me want to know what happened in the end, and I think that's good for that. The only part where this game slipped is that final bridge section, I think. I think they tried to do a lot of cool stuff, and I think they accomplished a bunch of cool stuff. But I don't think it was good for the exercise of the creator, and not as good for the exercise of the right, I said developer, whatever. Good for the exercise of the developer, bad for the exercise of the player. I think they made some cool puzzles. I just think they made them very inaccessible. And while yes, it wasn't impossible to figure out what you needed to do for each of them, the puzzles that required brute forcing because of like what the color of the filament was at any given point in time based on how far you walked away, just not interesting. Like, if there was something, if like there are things that could have been true about that I don't know, like if it's always X color when it's a certain distance away, and it always goes from like green to yellow, like, you know, around this direction. If it always did that, that could be really interesting. But we have no way of knowing that. If your first puzzle is just, you know, things like stuttering out, like it's just a straight fucking line, and you have to run from one side to the other, and you see, like, as your filament hits, it resets color and it goes longer. Like, if you saw that, Like, that example alone solves that entire fucking series of puzzles because you realize there's a reason for it. You have to actually teach your players to swim before you throw them in the deep end. The concept of throwing somebody in the deep end, while funny metaphorically, in the sense of like, oh, hey, we just threw you in the deep end. You never actually throw somebody in the deep end, even when you say you're throwing them in the deep end. Because they always have some form of experience, usually. Like, if it's at work, oh, hey, yeah, we threw you in the deep end. It's like, well, yeah, you have a bunch of bases of knowledge here, though, that you can work off of and grow. And there is no actual drowning that occurs, because then that failure is on the person who threw you in the deep end. And that's what happened here. We got thrown in the deep end for a bunch of those puzzles where there was no base knowledge. It's like if somebody handed you a Rubik's Cube and said, hey, solve this. It was already mixed up. But they didn't tell you that the actual solution was not all sides being the same face. It was, you know, the configuration where all the middles are swapped around or something, right? Like, your intuition isn't always right about some of those things. And part of it's because the puzzle's designed poorly. Part of it's because they didn't message how it's supposed to be solved to you. Part of it might just be that you are misinterpreting something that's being shown to you. It's kind of hard to say. But all of that combines into an unfortunate last, I guess, hour and a half of gameplay. Which actually, I'm curious, how much time did I spend? I spent 20 hours playing this game. So, unfortunately, the last 5% was kind of shit. So, yeah. I'll just point at Game of Thrones and say, this is, just, I don't know, the last 5% is important. So, yeah. That's kind of my opinion here. I think it's worth playing. I think it's fun. Obviously, if you watch me solve a bunch of the puzzles, it might not be as easy for you to play it without remembering some of those things. But hey, you do you. I would say, you know, wait 3 months, forget everything, and then go play it yourself. And maybe you will have a completely different experience with the bridge. Maybe it will work perfectly for you. But for me, I think with all the stuff that I was doing, I slowly kind of lost patience with the game. I wanted to play some other stuff, and the problems of the bridge sort of exacerbated from there. So that is my opinion here, but I'm going to try and end this before we hit an hour. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I will see you next time with some new game. We'll see what happens. But until then, keep your gears turning.